the hell? How did I miss this trade?
I'm sure you've had this happen to you before. We all have. Let's face it, there are always going to be plenty of great setups that you'll miss. Maybe it didn't show up in your scans. Perhaps you were busy watching other stocks. Or perhaps you just weren't fully focused that day. Whatever the reason may be, there's no point crying about it. At the time, it's frustrating as you watch a trade you would have 100% played had you seen it earlier, but now it's too late as it's run up so high that jumping in now will be a FOMO move. And you should already know how that plays out. Even though there's absolutely no way to catch them all, it's simply impossible. You can, however, ensure you don't miss the ones you're not supposed to miss. What I mean by that is that there are legitimate reasons for missing a trade, and there are inexcusable reasons for missing a trade. Let's start off with the inexcusable reasons. Number 1, you were unprepared. This is like saying your dog ate your homework. You came into the market open without doing any prep work. Running scans, checking important upcoming events, analysing and selecting which stocks are potentially in play. All of this should be a finely tuned process that you must follow every day. Number 2, you were distracted. Whether it be the TV that's on in the background, a nuisance telephone call, or a nagging partner who's driving you mad, solve it by turning it off and getting a divorce. I'm joking, of course, but if your environment is causing you to miss great trades, then change your environment. Number 3, you hesitated. You see a brilliant setup and you've been waiting for this moment, but for some reason you don't pull the trigger. That moment of hesitation makes you miss your entry. Why did you hesitate? Was it because you had previously taken multiple losses in a row, which made you gun shy? Was it because you weren't confident in your setup? Or was it because you were trading too big relative to your account size? Hesitation is a common thing for new traders, and it can be overcome by having a statistical edge. All of the above are called inexcusable reasons for missing a trade, because they are for the most part avoidable but fixable. That's why it's so important to have a process in place, one that's easy to follow so that adhering to it will be like second nature, even in times when you're not fully focused. And then you have perfectly legitimate reasons for missing a trade. Number 1, it didn't show up in your scans. Unfortunately, not every playable trade will. I use 2 scans, Finviz Elite and Dash Trader's built-in scanners, and I still miss decent plays. If your filtering criteria is too strict, then loosen it up. But even after fully refining your filters, just know that sometimes it will still filter out some great plays. Number 2, it wasn't part of your setup. If you strictly trade breakouts only, then you can't really get upset if you miss a great EP trade that doesn't meet your criteria. Of course you're going to look back on it and think, what if? My advice is, if you're constantly seeing a setup work over and over again, then just backtest it and add it to your playbook. Number 3, you weren't in front of the screen. Unless you're a robot or you're constantly glued to the screen, great plays are going to happen when you're away. I choose to only play the opening hour and the last hour of the market open, so I end up missing everything in between. However, these are the times when most of the action happens, so I've accepted the compromise. So if you're missing out on good trades, find out the reason behind it and resolve it, but understand that you cannot catch everything. The most important thing is that you identify enough of your setups, and when they do appear, you play them without hesitation. I like to keep a spreadsheet of all the good trades I've missed and why I missed them. That way I can see if there's a bad pattern developing and what I need to work on. You can download my missed trade spreadsheet below. If I've missed out any other reasons for missing a trade, inexcusable or legitimate, just let me know in the comments section below. See you in the next video.